developers, how can they do that? How can they sort it out by, okay, this is a Facebook app, you can sort this to your friends only, but this is a developer, and that's part of the issue too. I mean, the various applications on Facebook suck due to the fact that it's so open, and like people who think they're developers try it out and you get glitches and bugs. But if we're going to come down to the reason why you should get off Facebook, to me, those aren't the reasons. If you look at Facebook and its value, and I mean, it's scary to think about the amount of control and the amount of power that they're gaining. But they're brilliant. I mean, Mark Zuckerberg said, and it's one of my favorite quotes by him, but he wants to make the internet's default to be social. And I think that's important because, that's what we're demanding. If we want to be so private, why are we demanding to be so social? The thing is that like they're coming out with new ways to add. I know you were talking about Facebook Connect, but I mean this Open Graph API where you can just click a like button and it's pulled right into your news feed, your wall on Facebook. Then I mean they're opening up new doors there, and of course they're good with anything that you push the button on or anything that you take a risk on. And I mean, that's really what it comes down to within social media if you're going to succeed. Of course, there's going to be issues with privacy. Of course, there's going to be those negative backlashes. But how are you going to succeed? There are social networks fighting every day to start to succeed, and they're not. And if you talk about Twitter, I mean, Twitter's a completely different beast. And the thing is with Twitter, it doesn't give you a lot of reasons to be personable. You have 140 characters to say what's on your mind. Where Facebook, you have, I think it's 425 characters to type out how you feel. And then when it comes to leaving a comment, you're limited. You're limitless. And so, of course, people are going to be more personable on Facebook. The thing is people just need to learn that Facebook is not a place where you wouldn't go anywhere and give out your credit card information or your home address think about it, right?
Well, I'm actually really surprised there aren't better Facebook apps. Like from a video game standpoint where, and not to change the subject, I do agree. You wouldn't want to be throwing in your credit card or your social security number into this thing. Mm-hmm. But, Quake Live I play Quake Live. I like Quake Live. And it runs right out of the web browser. Why hasn't anybody done that for Facebook? A first-person shooter or a game like World of Warcraft that plays right in the browser and does go full screen because of the capabilities of Flash, but tied into Facebook. It's just, and I think part of the reason why, yes.
No, I think World of Warcraft is on Facebook, is it not?
But you can't, it's not.
It's probably like the stats portion of it, or maybe
the stats portion, but an actual game that's based on your social network, that's built into the social networking software. And part of the reason being, I think, it's the API is actually limiting in that regard.
I don't know what you mean by that, because if you play, for instance, Scrabble, Word Challenge...
all the games pretty much are all social based on Facebook, and that's why people play them there.
Yeah.
So that you can see what they're doing.
I mean, I guess... For me, I have Facebook because of my wife, my mom, my parents-in-law, and things like that, because I can put photos of the kids, I can chat. Yes, I'm a fan of a few things on Facebook. I get the updates on my phone from time to time. But if Facebook were to fall off the face of the earth, it really wouldn't faze me much.
Well, I think it's important to not be addicted to anything on the internet so much that if it fell off the face of the earth that you would be devastated. However, it would be a huge change and a bad effect on the internet if Facebook were to just drop off and fail. You know, because the thing is that Facebook has built itself up not only for personal use, but for business use. And so it's a one-stop shop. That's basically what they've built themselves to be. And it's amazing to see how they began.
I don't,
you know,
I don't think from a business perspective, though, I hope, yes, I understand the importance of having the fan pages and, you know, Facebook pages for business.
Mm-hmm.
But I hope that's not their only social media marketing plan, you know, Facebook.
Well, of course, you would not say just Facebook, but I'm going to tell you, Facebook is going to be the number one place. And the thing is, and I'll tell you the reasons why. First and foremost, first of all, when they started off with groups are closed, okay? So when they implemented these pages available to the public, that means that anyone can access that page, whether they like your page, and before it was become a fan prior to the change, or whether they even had a Facebook account. So that's the beauty of a page, and that's why it's so effective for businesses, because it is public. So when they search and you have good SEO, and they search your name, whatever your business name is, and your Facebook, you want to hope that at least one of your social networks, if not all, come up in that first page, because that's what's in demand right now. And if you go to a website nowadays and you don't have social buttons on your website, people tend not to want to buy from you. And I mean, that sounds pretty ridiculous, because it's like, wait, this just started off as like, you know, something to do in a university. This Twitter was supposed to be for SMS only. You know, how is this changing the way we live? I mean, you turn on the television, and trust me, I don't do it very often, but I did it the other day, and it was like, whoa, everything was Facebook, Twitter. I mean, I turn on CNN, and, you know, there was an article.
You make a very good point, because I just went to Amazon.com, and there it is, Facebook and Twitter buttons.
Oh, anywhere you go now, if you don't have it, you're losing out on the potential that you could be gaining from, especially Facebook, from those potential customers. There's tons of leads that come in every single day for businesses from Facebook alone. So if you set yourself up, and the beauty of Facebook is they've allowed for you to filter out onto other social networks from Facebook, but not so much filter in. So for instance, you can set up your page from Facebook to Twitter, and then Twitter to MySpace. And so all you have to do is go to Facebook. So it can, you know, then filter into Twitter and filter into MySpace. The application they used to have, when you could go from Twitter to Facebook, Facebook killed it. Now you can have selected tweets as an application, where if you decide to put this application on your page and you put hashtag FB at the end of your tweet, it will then upload to your page, or if you choose your profile. But in regards to the essence of how critical it is, if you have a business, no matter how big or how small it is, if you're not using at least Facebook at this point, you're not going to succeed. And I know that sounds ridiculous, but that's the honest to God truth, and that's my opinion.
Yeah, and that's from a business aspect.
I agree with that in the sense that, yeah, I mean, as a business, you're crazy not to follow social trends, and not just social networking on the internet, but you'd be foolish not to follow trends.
Yeah, I mean, even with Twitter, if you go to twitter.search, you know, you can find, just based on keywords, things that relate to your business. Even if you're using it for personal use, keywords that relate to your interests. And I mean, that's pretty brilliant on Twitter's part, but at the same time, Twitter is very limited. And I know you referenced Facebook is starting to look like MySpace, which, as a Facebook lover, I'm greatly offended, James Jones, because I'm not a fan of MySpace. And, you know, the downfall of MySpace was, in my opinion, the blinged out version of MySpace. And so, you know, taking it forever to load, a song being just starting to play without you wanting to listen to it, you know, it just ruined it. Now with Facebook, they were smart. They limited you to using their own Facebook markup language, aka FBML. Sorry, go ahead.
Nothing. Go ahead.
So you have to learn that type of coding, which isn't that the difficult